Trap nerds. Real niggas like you never heard.
We in this piece.
Welcome to another exciting episode of the Trap Nerds podcast.
We in this piece, man.
We got special
Number one
guests.
BLERD podcast, bitches.
Yes, what Dre said. We got really special guests, guys. Here, I'm lost for words right now. This is literally the comic book encyclopedia. If you don't know nothing about comic books, this man's YouTube is where you need to go. And if you haven't already, you're dumb. Give it up, everybody. This is Comics Explain himself.
You're too nice, man. That intro is way too nice. Yeah. I just make YouTube videos about comic books, guys. but I do know a lot. Here's my worry, because you were talking about the idea of doing a trivia towards the end of this, and I was like, dude, watch these guys ask me questions I don't know the answer to, and everybody's gonna be like, this guy doesn't know anything about comics.
Hey, just do not feel bad. Like, since we started, that's why we have to literally fact check ourselves mid podcast at times, because if we do not, we catching their Instagram comment like, well, actually, and I'm like, oh
yeah.
shit, here we
Dude,
go.
Also,
internet
don't worry. The
loves
nerd
to
emoji
correct
with the
people.
glasses. Well, actually.
Eli finds
No, dude.
Eli
okay,
finds
so that's,
really
that's
obscure
what Sal
things
over
too.
Comic Pop used to do. He does this imitation of just these ridiculous hardcore comic book fans, and he'll be like, he'll make a misstatement, and he'll actually be like, actually, so that happened in this comic here and this year, and it's like, bruh, who cares? Like, it's not that
First off,
important.
that one wasn't even canon.
Yeah.
You guys just got going deep. Snacks don't want to do it. I'll be ready for it every time. Like, we really going down this rabbit hole. One of us is wrong. One of them we finna find out today.
That's why I don't, because I'm usually wrong. So that's how I was like,
I'll be ready for this.
I mean,
He gets
That's
called
kind
out
of
the
the key
most.
to driving engagement on YouTube, though. You got to say stuff wrong so that people will comment sometimes.
yeah. So they
And then
come in
it's
on
like, yeah.
Nah, don't try to bail him out. He wasn't being smart. He just don't be knowing. Don't be trying to bail him out, Rob.
It's like with Snacks, you can say that like the first 3 times. We on 17 now. It's like, wait a minute.
Before we get to our weeks, I got a question for Rob. Rob, how long does it usually take you to make your YouTube videos? That's why I always thought about wanting to know. How long does it take you to make them YouTube videos?
Not nearly as long as it used to. So one of the questions that I always got in the early days, and even now I still get it to a degree, but not nearly as much, is people ask how'd you grow your YouTube channel? And back in the day when I was first starting out and I was a one-man band, I mean, I'd work 17-hour days. But now it's nowhere near that long, because I have a staff, right? I've got 3 editors, right, and all that kind of stuff. I got people who take care of all that. So
Right.
I mean, I would say, depending on the comic and depending on how expansive, or depending on how it ties into my knowledge, a really good example is I have a video coming out where it's Captain America is the reason why Wolverine and Deadpool exist, right? He more or less created the characters. It was more circumstance, but there's stuff that goes into it. But all that's just stuff that I know off the top of my head, right? These old references to what is it I think it was Wolverine Volume 2, Weapon X Volume 2. It was this old story that dealt with Sinister during World War II. Black Panther, Flags of Our Fathers, all these different stories. But all that's just stuff that I know. So if I'm sitting down and I'm making a video and it's about information that I'm already aware of, it could take me half an hour. Just literally however long it takes to record. But if I need to do research, or if it's a video where I'm going through and reading a comic, then it's just however long it takes me to read the comic and then to record it. So I would say at most 2 hours.
Okay.
But a lot of that's just because of everything that I know. So I don't really have. I mean, I don't, unless it's super obscure. I don't necessarily.
You don't
have
gotta
to do a whole lot
super
of research
research it at times.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
My dog's running around the house, by the way, so you're gonna hear her clinking through the house.
my dog do the same thing too. It's okay. You're gonna hear him nibbling on stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
my
it's all
turtle
good.
stares at me aggressively.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, man. That usually how we start. We just ask everybody how their week's going. So since you're the guest, we start with you. How was your week? How's everything going?
My week's been good, man. Honestly, I've very much been looking forward to the Deadpool 3 trailer. Mostly because a lot of the comics coming out from Marvel and DC, I mean, there were the ones that came out this week, they're okay. Ultimate Black Panther came out, and that comic was dope. But outside of that, it's kind of I'm not it's kind of on the fence about it. But my week's going good, all in all. Right? Like I'm actually buying a house in Columbus. I just got the floor plans back for it, so now I'm going to go through and start looking at changes I would make and how I would set things up and whatnot. But yeah, it's a good week.
Oh, that's dope. Buying a house, that's a big it's a big deal. It's a big process.
This shit's fucking stressful.
Oh, it is. Dude, it takes so much time. Yeah, it takes so much time.
Like, I just got left a house, and now I'm just figuring out, like, damn, I gotta do.
Hold on, somebody left you a house?
Yeah. Well, no, technically my dad is moving next door, and he gave me his house.
Must be nice. Somebody just giving you a house.
It's not. It's one. It's one of those. You have that moment where you have that moment where it's like, huh, this is the exact same as it was when I was a child. I'm 31. Yeah. Fuck.
I mean, that's dope, but it's wild. Like, hey man, like I've just got this spare house sitting over here. Like, would you like it? It's like, sure. I'll take
like
the free house.
You know what? Why the fuck am I still in Dallas? I'm going home, y'all. I had to have a moment.
I'm gonna let my dog out real quick. I'll be right back.
No, you good. We'll go. Dre, how's your week?
It's been cool. I've been kicking it. We still on Persona. Okay, so I'm 88 hours in. We pretty much down the rabbit hole now. I think give me like 2 more days, I'll be okay. Nah,
wait, 3. You're 88 hours into Persona, like Persona 5?
Royale, yep. I'm trying to, cause all right, so I beat it once. I got the good ending. I didn't know it was the true ending. It's them buns. It's the buns.
Honestly, I couldn't really do Persona 5. Like I'm aware of it, and I'm aware that it has like a huge following, but I never really got into the Persona series. But I am aware of it, right? Like I'm
it's like,
familiar enough with it, but
it's like one of them. Once you get past the first palace and realize, oh, this what we do. It's basically you. All right, you know how Metal Gear Solid games are basically a movie with gameplay.
Yes. I prefer those.
I love that to death. I love I love them to death. It's basically an anime with grinding. Best way to explain it. But the storyline is that good. To the fact it's like I be streaming it, and it's one of those you have to explain it as you go. Like, okay, we're here now. Because if you miss one palace, we done caught like 2 more team members, and you like, damn, the team got deep as hell out of nowhere. What happened? Whoo! This is an anime. In Japan, they not scared they gonna hop on them deep subjects. So it gets stressful.
I'm new to anime. Like So yeah, I know. So here's the thing. So my girlfriend Mariah, she got me into anime way back when. Like she had me sit down and watch Avatar: The Last Airbender with her, and I didn't really like sit down and watch it with her. It's just like it's her favorite show. So
you was there.
Yeah, I was there, and like she's like she can quote that show word for word, right? So she would watch it while she was doing laundry, she would watch it while she was cooking, she would watch it while she was doing nothing at all. And so just by one circumstance or another, one situation or another, I more or less saw the whole show. And I know it's not truly an anime. I know there's like that whole debate in nerd culture whether it's considered an anime.
Well, actually,
there was this meme I saw from Star Wars where Anakin has declined the role of being like a Jedi Master, but he's allowed to be on the council. And it said like, we grant you the rank. What is it? We grant you the rank of we allow you onto the council or something like that, but we do not.
But you will not be a master.
Anime.
Yeah.
You're iconic, but you're not an anime.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is. Yeah. So I tweeted that out, and people flipped. Right? They were losing their minds. But she got me into Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, which it was like, okay, it's cool. Like King Bradley's still my favorite character in the whole show.
Right.
And then we watched Death Note, which I don't know if you guys have seen that, but that should have ended at like halfway through. Honestly, it went on.
We had this argument. I told y'all I hate the ending of Death Note. It's the worst part. I hate it.
Death Note. Okay, so spoilers for anybody who hasn't seen this ridiculously iconic anime.
It happens.
But like Death Note should have ended when L died. Like that's
exactly.
He should have got away with it.
That's what we said on the podcast, right, Tony?
Yeah.
This is like 2 years ago. That's what make it even funnier.
But I mean, I was like, dude, like L, like he should have killed L and just got away with it. And like that's it. Like that's where the anime ends. But more recently, I've gotten into it more seriously. So, like, I just watched Blue-Eyed Samurai, which is amazing.
That's my fucking show, dude.
Bro, what is it? What is it like? Episode 8, I think it is, the one where it goes over her origin.
Yeah,
and I was like,
that's episode 6, I think.
Okay, episode 6, yeah. Whichever episode it was, I was like, this is the best episode, like one of the best episodes of anything I've ever seen in my life. Like it was just, it was phenomenal. Like telling 3 stories at the same time, like it was incredible. But
the finale left you on a good cliffhanger and everything, man. Where there's more coming. It was
where they're going to London.
Great.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
Yeah, like where they're going to London. But yeah. So then I got into Bleach: 1,000-Year Blood War. Which is phenomenal.
Oh, you there?
Yes.
Oh shit.
Yes, I love.
Wait,
Bleach,
so you
man.
did you hop straight into the Blood War, or did you like?
Yeah. I went straight into Blood War. And,
you kept up?
Okay,
no.
See, okay. Here's the thing. All right. In my defense, I just cannot do the animation style of 1990s anime, with the exception of Dragon Ball. Like I grew up on Dragon Ball. I lived and breathed Dragon Ball growing up when I was a younger kid. But it's the reason why I can't get into One Piece. It's just too goofy, too silly, and I'm not a fan of it. Plus the animation.
Bleach animation is really good though. It holds up. If you go just give it a chance. Go back and look some of the old episodes. Bleach animation holds up.
Eli, everybody keeps
animation wise, I can say that. Yeah. Hey, funny shit. Just watch Berserk.
Nah, he ain't gonna like that. If he don't like old animation,
read Berserk.
He might need to read it.
See, okay, so I'm very, very finicky when it comes to that stuff. I don't like reading manga because I don't like reading back to front. The style of anime, I'm very particular about the style of anime. I'm like the pickiest person ever. And I'm sure like anime and manga fans who are like listening to this podcast right now are like, this guy is the problem. Like I'm just like pissing people off.
Your comics explained, not anime manga explained.
Yeah,
I've been the problem on this subject so many times too. So you're good.
Okay, Snacks, we're in the same boat. We're in the same boat. Like we are. Yeah, we're in the same boat, man. Like I'm the guy who's new to like anime, so like of course I'm going to be highly discerning on what I listen to, or I'm sorry, what I watch and what I don't watch.
Right.
But I will say, like right now, I am kind of slowly going through it, taking my time, and it's intermittent. But I'm watching Assassination Classroom, which is really
that's
fun.
Not really worth it.
Really? I enjoyed that.
What, you're the first person
I fucked with Assassination.
Nah,
why you didn't?
If I was introduced to somebody in the anime, that'd be one of the last anime I recommend.
Okay,
I like it, man.
Assassinate. That's one of them ones you stumble upon and be like, this is different.
It is.
I would start with some normie anime if I was getting somebody.
See, I was fucked up as a child. I went straight, nigga. It was 97. It was Cowboy Bebop, Outlaw Star, Berserk, Vagabond.
Big O. Were you watching Big O and Ronin Warriors back in the day?
Yes, Big O. Yes, Big O was great.
Inuyasha, Ninja Scroll, nigga.
Oh,
hey,
Ninja
my
Scroll.
bad.
I remember seeing Ninja Scroll. Yeah.
Bro, all right, so we had Encore and shit when they had Encore Action, Encore Suspense, Encore Horror and shit. We had all the channels, nigga, and they showed anime on like 2 of them.
Bro, you're
taking
me back, man. Encore, Stars,
remember
and
that
Encore. Thing.
Yes,
yep, that's when we saw Bubblegum Crisis up.
Because, all right, you not. I tell everybody it's either Adult Swim, Toonami, or like Encore Action, because every Friday, going into Saturday, there was Anna Midnight, and they like that was the anime that had titties and shit.
Okay, I'm gonna throw a curveball. Do you guys remember? And you could only get it if you had like DirecTV, I think, back in the day. But it was the international channel.
Oh yeah,
which one? Because I had the Portuguese one that showed anime, but it was in Portuguese.
Yeah, this one just showed stuff in
Japan.
Oh, lucky.
Yeah, that's how I saw. That's how I watched like the original episodes of Dragon Ball Z It was ridiculously difficult to watch with the subtitles. And honestly, and Dragon Ball Z fans are going to hate me for this. It's the reason why I love the dub more than the original.
No, that's not a hot take. A lot of people love the Dragon Ball Z dub.
Okay, dude, I thought it was like the hottest of takes.
No,
like,
that was like
Goku's voice is annoying in Japanese.
Yeah.
It's great,
like,
and it
I'm
gets somebody
about to
pissed
piss off. I'm about to piss off
hear
the
that.
entirety of the anime
It's
community.
one of those. It just don't hit the same. It just don't hit the same.
It doesn't, man. And like, there's precious few moments. I like how you guys have me on as like a comic book YouTuber, and we're talking about anime. So like, there's precious few moments from the original Japanese version that I think is better than the one in America. In fact, the only one that I think is better than the dub is when Gohan goes Super Saiyan 2. That's the only one. That
is good. It's cold in Japanese. That one is cold
amazing,
in Japanese.
dude. You got the bird flying, and you got the voice in the background, and then Gohan flips his shit right, and then just like
and then was the bootleg days.
Oh, dude, yeah, it was dude. Let me tell you something, man. Back in the day,
there was the days they didn't show that on TV. You had to get it on a bootleg VHS from your cousin.
Yeah, man, dude. Okay, so Dre, I know you know what I'm talking about. I like Eli and Snacks. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about, but like back in the day, it was like discovering treasure. If you could go online and find like the Japanese versions of Dragon Ball Z that were subtitled and didn't look like ass. Because so many of those videos were
subtitled.
Accurately subtitled, yeah. Because so many of those videos were just like pixelated and shit, and it looked terrible.
240p.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
the new ground
exactly.
days.
I remember downloading one of them in '99, and it took almost an hour for me to download one episode. That's what I remember.
You know how many times I gave my computer AIDS,
man.
my nigga?
It took an hour to download one episode, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it was rough.
It was greatness, though. Greatness.
It was a simpler time, baby.
But Dre was on his week. Dre, you had what we was gonna do is you asked the question.
Oh, my bad. Oh, damn, what the fuck I was gonna say? Oh, nah, we can make that the first segment of the actual shit.
No, we was doing it during our weeks because we got the first segment.
Oh, funny shit. All right, come on, just explain. My bad. Can I call you Rob? For the people at home, because I've been Snacks. I've been saying this, like we've been slightly fucking up with like comic book wise.
Mm.
Can you give
us how badly are we talking about fucking up? Like how badly?
No. Okay,
how bad is
okay?
This?
No, I'll say I'm caught up to where Dr. Manhattan and Superman finally punched each other, and now Dr. Manhattan's that weird child or some shit.
That's like 7 years ago, man.
I know.
Bro, Doomsday Clock. It was supposed to be a once monthly 12-issue comic.
Wait, was Dark Knight's metal before or after Doomsday Clock?
I'm behind on everything.
Honestly, I lost track of the order of things by then. Yeah,
it was a lot back to back on that, and then now I just remember with X-Men. I mean with Marvel, I was at the point where. Charles just straight up hacked the Wi-Fi, aka the world and the minds of everybody, and was like, "Hey, we got the cure for cancer, and I'm finna tax all y'all some bitches. Deal with it."
Okay, you're jumping around through time, man. Because Doomsday Clock was supposed to be a 12-issue comic. It was supposed to come out monthly and last a year. And it ended up taking like 2 years to finish because of like all the
That's
delays.
what messed me all up.
Yeah. And then, what you're talking about with the whole X-Men and Xavier and all that kind of stuff, that was Hickman's House and Powers of X. And that just started,
okay.
I mean, that started maybe like 3 years ago or something along those lines.
That's where I'm at DC-wise and Marvel-wise.
So I randomly picked up the Hellfire Gala at a comic book shop just randomly. And I tried to get through it. And I was like, okay, I don't understand what's going on. So that was a year ago. Now I'm about to start reading it again because I started watching your videos on the X-Men. I think it's Fall of X or one where Cyclops turns into like the Captain America version of the mutant island.
Captain Krakoa. That's just part way through the X-Men. It doesn't. It's not like a landmark. Or like a Shift comic where it's just like, and now we're in a new era. Yeah, see, here's the thing, man. The Hellfire Gala was cool, but it was so poorly marketed for what it was. The purpose of the Hellfire Gala was that every year the comic would be released, and it would be a way to kind of say, like, here is the new X-Men team.
And see, I learned that in one of your videos, so that's what was catching me up on.
But like Marvel didn't really explain it that well. So like if when you go to like a comic book store and you see like Hellfire Gala, right, 2000 and whatever, just like sitting there on a shelf, and they've got like 50 copies of it for people to buy, then you just like see it as a comic. But then when you go and you buy it and you read it, you don't like, outside of the fact that like a new X-Men team is being chosen, you don't really know much about the characters. You don't know the bigger story going on, because Hellfire Gala is designed to kind of link everything that has been happening with everything that is happening and is going to happen, right? So it's kind of a chain, like it's a link comic. So it was incredibly poorly marketed for the purpose that the comic served, and I never understood why Marvel did it that way. Like I never really and honestly, I think it's just because Marvel's just not very good at marketing their own comics. It's like the non-comic book reader.
Never been good at marketing comics.
Yeah, never. Not since the 1990s, man. Not since the 1990s. Yeah.
But we gotta go to a quick break. But when we come back, what we coming into next?
Okay, all right.
Deadpool.
Okay, so
I was gonna say Deadpool, and then like quick, Congressman, can you give us a like, after we do Deadpool, where are we at? Like actual in the story.
Let's ask that when the podcast. Let's ask that when we come back.
That's what I was going for.
We gotta go to a quick break, but when we come back, Deadpool and more after this. And we are back. So Deadpool, we're waiting on the trailer release. We're right before the Super Bowl, and we're waiting on the trailer release right now. But we're gonna talk a little bit about Deadpool and what's to come, since we got the comic book encyclopedia here, Mr. Robert Jefferson. So, what I was going to ask about Deadpool, do it look like they're going into the direction of Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe? Do you think that's where they're going with the movie?
Yes, and in fact, I made a video about that like 2 years ago. Like when
R.I.P. Panda Poo.
Yeah, when they announced that like they were doing Secret Wars. And the way they like talked about the idea of Secret Wars, I was like, okay, so Secret Wars is basically just Crisis on Infinite Earths of DC Comics. That's really what it is.
It's multiverse Secret Wars now.
Yeah. And I was like, so they're going to find a way to collapse all the universes, and they're all going to die. Then they're going to have a quote unquote new Earth, and that's going to be the new continuity going forward. And you're going to get like this quote unquote reboot, and that'll be it. And they're probably going to recast everybody. Right, it's going to be be their whole soft reboot thing. So my thought was, okay, so that means they're going to grab the X-Men that are good. They're going to get rid of the ones that suck. They're going to bring them in some capacity. So what's the whole point of Deadpool 3? Like, I think Deadpool's going to kill the Fox first. Now the plot leaks say that's not the case, in fact, but I think he's going to end up killing the Fox first in some capacity. I don't know.
Accidentally,
I hope he does. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to lie, man. Like, I mean, I want to see a Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe movie. Right, yes. Like I want Feige to just be like, okay, guys, so like him and Ryan Reynolds sit down, and it's like Ryan Reynolds is like, so what's up, and Feige's just like, I want you to think of the most creative ass ways to just kill everyone in the Marvel universe, and then we're gonna make that movie. And let me tell you something, man. Like, you guys thought Avengers Endgame sold like gangbusters.
With like how he killed original him.
yeah, he just went back in time and shot him in the face for writing the Green Lantern.
Just start hopping. Fuck it.
Yeah, just start jumping through. And so it's like if you guys think Avengers Endgame or Infinity War made money, make a movie called Deadpool Kills the Marvel Universe. And that thing's gonna make bank. Like, that movie's gonna make so much money. Yeah.
WB gonna be pissed off, but it's gonna work.
I learned about Deadpool Kill the Marvel Universe because me and Dre set up and watched a YouTube video on Comics Explained about the whole thing. And I hope I tweeted, I want Panda Pool to be in it. Hopefully, it's probably
that
not gonna happen.
is fucking funny. I do remember that now. Damn. Yeah. That's when we're still brainstorming this shit. Look at us now. Hey, like Ant-Man when he was eating the wings. Check us out. Look at this.
Look at us.
Hey, Panda Pool was dope. I don't care what anybody says. Like,
Yes.
honestly,
Bruh,
most of the
I will
of the
ride for
multiversal
Kite
Deadpools were
Man
cool.
and Panda Pool to the
Oh,
death.
Kite
Goddamn.
Man, dude. Hell yeah. I loved Kite Man. He's
See,
like outside
finally
of
somebody
Condiment
gets
King.
Kite Man.
Yeah, outside of like the Condiment King, he's one of the crappiest villains. Like, that's the thing. So Batman the animated
and
series and even
Stiltman.
the Batman comics, they had ridiculous villains, right? Like the Clock King,
Yeah.
the Condiment King, Kite Man from Scott
Stiltman.
Snyder's run. But yeah, they were amazing. Like they were hilarious villains because you couldn't help but root for them.
Clayface is supposed to be one of those hilarious villains, but he turned out to be serious.
He was slightly, y'all didn't think when y'all made him because he could be OP as hell at times.
Yeah.
Hold on, Kite Man, is that you?
He got main villain potential. That's
Are you talking about Kite Man? Dre, that's crazy talk. Kite Man sucks. Like he's a guy that just floats around.
no,
with a kite.
I'm talking about Clayface. No,
Clayface.
I'm talking about Clayface.
Whoa, yeah, Clayface.
No,
dude, that guy
no,
was
that's
so
the reason
broken.
I love Kite Man is because he sucks.
Yeah, dude, he sucks.
You
man.
got
he
you
sucks almost
can't
as much as Black
you
Bolt,
can't
dude.
help you can't help but love him because he sucks.
Yeah.
That's
He
like
sucks as
Stilt
almost
Man.
sucks almost as much as who?
Black Bolt.
Oh
the
my
Inhumans?
gosh, we had a fan
That-
question.
Yeah, we actually have a fan question who asked us to ask you a question, and is why is Black Bolt such a trash character?
Because he's Black Bolt. no.
He got the
But,
dumbest
okay.
power ever.
So, in all seriousness, I
Wait a
can't
minute,
remember
before you
how
go,
that-
I'm not going to take this. I'm not going to take this Black Bolt slander.
You are.
He
Eli,
is not
shut up.
trash. He
Yes,
is not
he is, Eli.
trash.
Shut up.
Wait,
Go
okay,
ahead.
I'm
He's
sorry.
not trash.
Black Bolt. Oh, Black Bolt's not trash. Okay, yeah, Black Bolt's not trash. Let me tell you something, man. There has never been an instance in the history of comic books, and there will never be an instance in the history in any of the movies where Thanos is invading Earth and like the Avengers are just getting absolutely obliterated, right? Iron Man's just getting beat within an inch of his life. And as he's laying there watching Thanos unleash hell, the clouds part and a beam of sunlight comes down. And through his cracked mask, you see a single eye look up into the sky, and a new surge of life comes into Iron Man because Black Bolt's here and the day is saved. That's never happened. It's never going to happen. No one is ever excited when Black Bolt shows up. It's just, he's going to get wrecked, just like everybody else. Like, it's Black Bolt, man. He's not saving the day.
If I was writing
there.
the comic, he would. He would.
Hey,
he would save
Mariah
everything.
Carey
And-
will really
okay,
get
okay.
on his ass.
Eli, I love you to death, man. No one would find that comic believable. Black Bolt saves the Marvel Universe? Yeah, dude,
Yeah.
write
Yes.
that comic. Yeah, it's...
I want him to open up his mouth with his siren song and destroy everybody. That's why.
Hey,
Okay, that's Black Bolt in my head.
Eli, Black Bolt or Mariah Carey? Who you got?
I
Black
got
Bolt,
Mariah
of
Carey.
course,
I got Mariah Carey.
of course.
There is, and there's actually an amazing moment in House of M, which is like one of 3 times where Black Bolt's ever been relevant or interesting. But there's this amazing moment where the villain Apocalypse, he storms some fortress, or I can't remember where it is, but anyway, he shows up there, and Black Bolt's there, and this guy whispers, and he completely annihilates Apocalypse, right? Just like this demigod that the X-Men, even just the superhero community in general, struggles against. Black Bolt whispers, this guy gets annihilated, along with like a full mile of land that's probably 100 yards wide, right? It's just this like really amazing moment. But yeah, there's like 3 or 4 moments in the comics that like feature Black Bolt and are really, really cool. But in all seriousness, right? Like, to answer this fan's question, in all seriousness, I don't actually have anything against Black Bolt. It somehow it started out as just like slandering Black Bolt, and everybody in the comics found it so hilarious that like I just kept doing it. And I was like, yeah, like I'm gonna slander Black Bolt every chance I get. But what's up?
I do gotta. The storylines in the comics, they are kind of boring though. I can't lie. I like Black Bolt and all just because of the powers and stuff, but the whole Inhuman storyline is kind of boring to me.
I mean, he Mariah Carey, my nigga.
Mariah Carey times Affinity though. On the whistle note.
I will say, if you're looking for a really, really cool comic that features Black Bolt and the Inhumans, I mean, in all seriousness, there aren't very many of them, which is one of the reasons why the Inhumans just never had a following, right? I mean, it's either that or you get some stupid comic like the Inhumans versus the X-Men, where Marvel's like, do you want the Inhumans to be the new X-Men? And everybody's like, nope. And they're like, well, we're going to try it anyway. But
We're doing it regardless.
Yeah, but if you're looking for a really, really cool Black Bolt and the Inhumans comic, check out Inhumans Volume 2 by Paul Jenkins and Jay Lee. It's more of a maxi series. It's like 12 issues, but the art is phenomenal. I love Jay Lee's art. He's the guy that did the art on the original Sentry comic. And in fact, him and Paul Jenkins worked together. They had to do the Inhumans before they could do the Sentry. But the story's really, really good. The artwork is really, really good. It's like probably the single best Black Bolt and Inhuman story that anybody's ever going to read. Having said that, outside of this podcast, I'm never going to speak positively of his character. So you guys get it.
Before we move on from this, we went off topic. Before we go back to Deadpool, I can fix the Inhumans. I already know how to do it. Fix Black Bolt and the Inhumans. Sell it to Japan, make it an anime. I'm telling you, it will go off, man. I'm telling you, it will go off, man. Japan would know how to write this anime, man. They would know how to write Black Bolt.
Like, wait, you talking about just let the Immortals be the manga spinoff?
Yes. Just let it be a manga.
Bitch, that's crazy.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it'll go
crazy
off,
enough to work.
I'm telling you.
Oh shit, that's nothing.
But
that do sound like an anime, don't it?
Yeah.
Now that you say that.
Moving back to Deadpool. Yeah, where were we?
Where were we?
Well, the question was like if it felt like Deadpool was going to be Deadpool kills the Foxverse. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, the plot leaks say one thing, but I mean, the plot leaks are always just rumors until we actually see the movie. And the truth probably falls somewhere between the plot leaks and Deadpool kills the Foxverse. I don't know if it's going to feel like Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe in the sense that like he realizes he's a fictional character and like he goes through and just starts killing everybody to like spare them of their existence and so on and so forth. Honestly, I don't really know because in truth, I don't know what role outside of the supposed involvement of the TVA that like Deadpool's going to play in the greater scheme of transitioning him over into the MCU. And it's not necessarily because I feel like Marvel's sort of clueless in what they're going to do, but it's simply just like Deadpool, right? Deadpool could just like appear in a post-credit scene or just like show up in a movie and just be like, well, this is cool that I'm here. And then like, that's it, right? You get like no explanation or nothing. And it would make perfect sense because it's just the nature of Deadpool's character to kind of be nonsensical and to like buck trends and that kind of stuff. So yeah, I don't honestly, I don't know.
So can I ask a question? Because this is one of our shits we always like. That's like one. All right. So in your opinion, how do you think one of my shits is make it make sense, right? So it's like with Deadpool 3, how would you make it make sense in the MCU right now?
That's a good question.
How would I make Deadpool work?
Exactly.
Not changing anything that's happened with the MCU so far. Yeah, like okay, no, so
because you know how they do the random teasers for the X-Men, but they always in a separate universe. You know what I mean? So if they making Deadpool canon, it's like,
oh yeah, I mean I've got a whole plan on how to put the X-Men in the MCU. Like that's the easy part. Yeah, I mean I put together like a whole structured thing that honestly works perfect. But as far as Deadpool
how does
goes,
Deadpool fit though?
Honestly, I would have him brought in through the TVA. Like, I would say that the Time Variance Authority is assembling what basically amounts to the Exiles. Are you guys familiar with the Exiles from back in the 90s?
No, but go ahead.
Right.
Okay. Give us a brief what the Exiles.
Yeah, super brief.
The viewers don't have the time.
Yeah. So a super quick explanation of the Exiles. They were basically a multiversal team of some of the comic book characters, really all the comic book characters that you're familiar with, Storm from the X-Men or Gambit from the X-Men or maybe Captain America or something like that. But they were from different universes and they were brought together to like fix problems within the multiverse, quote unquote. And there's more to it than that, but that's really the long and short of it. And so all you would really do, at least in my mind, is you would say the Time Variance Authority is assembling what is in effect the Exiles, right? Like a multiversal team. And that team is trying to find some way to defeat Kang the Conqueror or the Council of Kangs or whatever. and just going from one universe to the next. And whether it's because the universe has already been destroyed from the incursions, which they've never fully explained, or it's because all the superheroes on that Earth were eradicated by that reality's version of Kang. Sometimes they find heroes they can bring in, and sometimes they don't. But by the time you get to Avengers, Kang Dynasty, and Secret Wars, you've basically compiled together a sort of hodgepodge multiversal Avengers team. And that team in turn goes into, the main Avengers movies themselves, and then, everything follows the Marvel formula after that. But I don't know. It's just it's so weird with Deadpool, man, because you could do it in the old Christopher Priest comics, for example, right? When Christopher Priest took over Deadpool from, I want to say it was Gail Simone, who took over after like Joe Kelly and Ed McGuinness. Like you had this opening to the comic where Deadpool is being brought through basically like this trailer park. And the doors open to where he's going to be staying, and there's like Moon Knight and Iron Fist and these characters, because Christopher Priest was the guy who was tasked with like killing off superheroes back in the day, right? Like what is it, Power Man and Iron Fist number 125? He killed off Iron Fist, the old Moon Knight series, and so on and so forth. And Deadpool takes one look, and it's just like nope, and then he jumps into a puddle in the ground and wakes up in a tank. Right. And so like Christopher Priest is the reason why Deadpool is as crazy as he is right now in the comics, breaking the fourth wall and all that kind of stuff. That's all Christopher Priest stuff. But, because of the nature of Deadpool and how zany he is, you could just drop him into an Avengers movie and no one's going to bat an eyelash over how he got there or why he's there or anything. They're just going to accept it because it's Deadpool, and they'll just be excited to see him. So
that's how I think that would do. Just throw him in there.
He's just there.
He's not well thought out anyways.
Yeah.
He met Howard the Duck and had a heart-to-heart.
He did. Yeah, that's actually one of the better moments. It was like there was the one instance of Deadpool Kills the Marvel Universe where he led Taskmaster to the Florida Everglades, where Taskmaster ended up coming across the Man-Thing, and because Taskmaster
started thinking like Deadpool,
and then he realized what Deadpool realized, which is that they're all fictional characters, which scare the hell out of him, and those who feel fear burn at the touch of the Man-Thing. So the Man-Thing incinerates Taskmaster on the spot, and then Deadpool goes into the multiverse.
That's how he got into the multiverse.
Yeah. That's for those of you guys who are listening, that's where a lot of people are drawing the conclusion that Deadpool 3 will in some capacity be Deadpool Kills the Marvel Universe, because much like what we're going to be seeing in Deadpool 3 where he is in the multiverse, at the end of Deadpool Kills the Marvel Universe, he goes into the multiverse. So it's the only story outside of Deadpool. Was it Merc with a Mouth, where he was carrying around Headpool the whole time and ended up crossed through the zombies universe and everything? Yeah. So outside of that,
the zombie head was the Merc with the Mouth and not Deadpool.
That's right. Yeah. So outside of that, that's one of only maybe a handful of stories, less than 4, where Deadpool's actually in the multiverse doing multiversal stuff.
I got one last thing for the because since we're in the comic book before we head to our next break. Because we always, of course, I don't think we're experiencing superhero fatigue. I never thought that. I think it's just building a genre. But a lot of people also want to know: do you yourself think we're experiencing superhero fatigue?
No, I do not think we're experiencing superhero fatigue at all. What we're experiencing is poor quality products. Now, I think there are people out there that love to paint the picture that, well, it's the end times, right? And they do that regardless of the genre. They would do that if it was going on with anime. They would do it if it was going on with G.I. Joe cartoons, right? And it doesn't really matter, right? There's some people out there that just love to paint the picture of doom and gloom, the end times are upon us, and that kind of a thing, which sucks. Why people would focus so much on the negative. But no, I think that the fact that there's so much excitement for Deadpool 3, and I think the fact that there's still a lot of excitement for the Fantastic Four and the X-Men, and despite everything going on with Majors and a lot of the casting for Kang being up in the air and different things like that, and so much uncertainty, people are excited for Avengers, Kang Dynasty, and Secret Wars. I think that because we got a series of poorly developed shows that just seem to be solving a problem that didn't exist, right? Between She-Hulk and Moon Knight, and I thought Ms. Marvel was kind of fun, right? But the Marvels movie, which flopped because one of the main characters everybody hated, another main character only appeared in Monica Rambeau only appeared in WandaVision, so if you didn't watch that show, you didn't know who she was. And if you didn't watch Miss Marvel, you didn't know who Kamala Khan was, right? So it was an attempt to take characters from a show, put them into a movie, which didn't do very well. But, you know, I think that because for one reason or another, there have been a series of products released by Marvel that people perceive as being just not quite up to the standard that we had in the years leading up to Infinity War and Endgame. It turned people off. You know, people are just kind of like, no, I'm not interested in this.
I think people think that is because people don't read comic books and they're just relying solely on like the movies and TV shows. Like, I think the reason why people don't not understand like the multiverse and stuff like that is because they don't read the comic books enough. If they went back to reading the source material, they'll understand it more. And because I'm understanding everything, I'm not as confused as everybody is saying things are in like superhero world. I don't know. That's just my opinion.
Well, also Marvel's done a terrible job of fleshing the multiverse out in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, right? I mean, like, so here's a good example. What's the most defining and interesting aspect of the multiverse in the MCU?
That's true.
Exactly. Right. It's just kind of like, because there hasn't really been anything that's happened in the multiverse outside of like Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire showing up.
Yeah, right.
In No
They
Way
didn't
Home.
really make people care about. I probably, you know how we cared about the first line of Avengers, like when they all got blipped, we all was sitting in the movie theater like, you got to drive home a little bit quiet. Like, what the fuck just happened?
We haven't even seen any stories really from the multiverse.
We don't.
No characters.
We don't.
They
we
haven't
don't
did
care
no. They haven't did no
about
shows
the Disney Plus.
or movies for the multiverse or anything like that. We haven't really seen anything for the multiverse.
We got What If,
except for What If.
Yeah, and What If isn't necessarily bad, but there were just huge missed opportunities. Like Ant-Man 3: Quantumania, I never would have made that movie. I would have made a movie about Kang.
We all agree.
Yeah, I would have made a movie about Kang. And like I would have made a movie where it's just like how the council, and maybe it's just like a series. It would be a little weird and it'd be a huge risk. But you basically do a movie that is kind of an anthology series, right? Where basically, or you can even do it as a TV show, but like it's an anthology thing where like
each episode is a different era of Kang, each alternate version.
Each episode is a different Kang, right? So
What If Kang?
I mean, you could call it that if you wanted to, and maybe it might fit better as a TV show as opposed to a movie. But like, what I wanted to see, and what a lot of people in the theater wanted to see during Ant-Man and Wasp: Quantumania, because you have that scene from the trailer, which we saw in the movie, where Kang's like, "Haven't I killed you already?" Right? Which obviously Kang has killed Avengers before, so it's like, show us Kang killing the Avengers. And because one of the bigger issues too is that the gravity of Kang and the significance of Kang is entirely lost on the audience. And one part
that's
of
what I
this
said.
is because
that was our main thing. Is like even with me, my
you
main
cannot
thing
have
was like,
women. You cannot have Ant-Man defeat Kang and let me take him seriously.
Not the way that he did.
Hey, he should have went ahead, crawled up his butt, and made him explode.
Yeah, no, Tony.
That would have been the one.
Oh yeah, so my main thing was Kang in that movie was terrifying at first, and then he falls off hard.
Yeah,
because especially like during the prison interrogation scene, I was like, oh man, you can tell he'll kill Ant-Man immediately, like no remorse. He'll kill his daughter, don't care.
Right.
And I felt that, and then it falls off.
It does, because it fell into the Marvel formula where like the hero always has to win. But like that should have been a movie where like Kang wins and like somebody should have been killed, whether it was Hank Pym, you know, or Janet Van Dyne, or both, or whoever. But like it should have been a movie where it's like, wow. But the bigger issue here is with Thanos and the Infinity Gauntlet. It's like, okay, cool. His main motivation is to snap his fingers and dust half the life in the universe. Even the reality and the significance of what a person can do with the Infinity Gauntlet was never really explored in an Infinity War and Avengers Endgame, because if they had, they would have invoked time travel in a lot of other ways outside of what was just done. Now, a lot of that's because the power of the gauntlets is just, or the power of the gauntlet and even the Infinity Stones is drastically scaled down in the MCU compared to what you can do in the comics. But for Kang, right, like the biggest thing that they should have established is how can you possibly defeat a guy who can go back in time and simply just prevent you from existing? Like, how do you beat that guy? Right? Like the Avengers are here, the Avengers are assembled. You know, like it'd be so cool right? If you have like during Kang Dynasty or Avengers, Secret Wars, whatever, you have like this great big huge team that's assembled, right? Just like you had at the end of Avengers Endgame, right? In the great big huge battle. But then suddenly they start disappearing. They start vanishing because the Kangs are going back and wiping them out before they ever become superheroes. Right, so like Steve Rogers never gets the super soldier serum, or Kang just kills him, or something like that. So that that Captain America's gone, and so you basically get what you got at like the beginning of House of M, where everybody just starts vanishing, just starts disappearing. And Spider-Man's like the last guy left, and then the Scarlet Witch shifts reality, and then you get like the entire House of M event. It'd be so
it's
cool,
always
right?
Spider-Man.
Yeah, no.
Hey, he did not deserve Wolverine just like giving him a reality check when Wolverine had to just break it off to everybody.
Oh, you're talking about House of M? Yeah.
He did not deserve. He finally got the happy ending.
He got the life that he wanted, right? I mean, he was a superhero. He was pretending to be a mutant. Everybody, because I think everybody knew his identity in House of M. I can't remember if that was the case or not. But like, he got the life he always wanted. And then Wolverine's like,
everybody
"Hey man, just so
alive.
you know, yeah." Wolverine's like, "Hey, just so you know, Peter Parker, none of what you're living is real." And like myself and these guys over here and this girl Layla Miller, whose powers are ambiguous because she's a plot device, we are going to change everything. So this life that you love, we're gonna fuck it up. Just so you know, like, we're gonna take it away from you, and you are gonna go back to just And dude, it was kind of crushing because when you take a step back and you look at
and
House
this
of
is
M
after he made a deal with the devil to just say fuck his.
Dude, so when you go back and you look at House of M for what it was, honestly, it was kind of amazing, right? Because like for people who never read House of M, like the Scarlet Witch, she takes Charles Xavier from the X-Men, she literally grabs his mind, like takes control of his mind, and reads the subconscious thoughts of everybody in the world in order to figure out what it is they desire most. And then she creates it. Like she literally creates this utopia. So, like, mutants are no longer hunted and feared, right? Like, Wolverine is banging Mystique, which I guess is what he always wanted, you know? But, like, regardless of the circumstance, like everybody kind of has what they want. Carol Danvers is relevant, right? Like,
Cyclops fucking Emma Frost.
Yeah, man. Like, there is a really cool moment, and I don't know how many people ever caught this. There's a really, really cool moment that was teased. We never got to see it explored, where the Sentry was talking about the Void. And, like Doctor Strange is interviewing him. Yeah, like Doctor Strange is an actual psychologist, and he's talking to him, and Robert Reynolds keeps talking about just like this primordial darkness, like this evil in him, that he's afraid of what will happen if it comes out. And Stephen Strange is like, and how does that make you feel? Right? But like, if you're familiar with the Sentry, you're like, so if there were like one guy who could manifest and bring this entire reality crashing down in one fell swoop and challenge the power of the Scarlet Witch. Well, probably not the Scarlet Witch at that point, but like on a regular basis, challenge the power of the Scarlet Witch. It would be the Void, right? Like the ability to alter reality with no defined limits. Yeah, man. Like it was a really cool moment. I have no idea how we got on the House of M.
One of my favorite runs ever.
Well, we gotta go to another quick break, and when we come back, Eli's corner after this.
Oh my God. I'll agree though. I think they should definitely lose more in Marvel movies. We had like a little Twitter space thing where we talked about it, and everyone gasped when I said I don't think they should win. I think they should have lost in that movie.
They should have, because it would have established the gravity and the significance of Kang, right? Yeah. Like, because I mean, that's what happened with Thanos, right? At the end of Infinity War, Thanos he gets what he wants. He snaps his fingers.
And when we first seen him, he beat the shit out of Hulk.
Yeah. And it's just like, damn, this dude is like serious business. And I don't honestly think it needs to turn into a trope where like you always have two Avengers movies, and in the first one the heroes lose, and in the second they come back. But I think that in Ant-Man and Wasp: Quantumania, you know, because they were hell bent on making that movie. Yeah, dude, Tony, I'm with you 100%, man. They should have lost. Like Hank Pym and Janet Van Dyne should have been killed off. That's the end of them. Right, so there's like no one out there beyond these guys who were stuck in the quantum realm that actually understand the true nature of Kang. So there goes any information anybody could have outside of maybe those who exist, like what is it, Loki in the Loki TV series?
Yeah,
there's like Loki and those guys, and my answer to that was the Fantastic Four, was how to put the Fantastic Four in the MCU. But yeah, like, yeah, I'm with you, man. Like, they should have lost. Some folks should have died. Kang should have just escaped, and it would have just been like, and it should have happened in such a way where it's like, not only did like Scott Lang and those guys lose, they never even had a chance to win. Right? Like, there was no conceivable way they had a chance to win. It should have just been
at least the
absolute domination.
At least the old people should have died, like the older versions of them. At least so many people could have died that that's did. And we are back. So, Eli's corner. Eli, what you got?
Today, Eli's trivia is back.
Boo!
We got a comic book person here, so I decided let's bring back some comic trivia. Let's bring it back. Who won the last comic trivia? Was it you, Xavier?
Yeah, I mean, and you always have a comic book person here. Just saying.
Come on, man. It ain't the same. You don't do the same amount of research, man.
You
Come
right.
on, man. It ain't the same. It ain't the same. But yeah, we got some trivia in Eli's corner. You know, everybody's favorite segment. And let's go, man. We got some questions here. This is how the game go, Rob. Your name is your buzzer. So if I hear your name first, that means you get the answer first. Each question is worth 1 point.
Do I just say it like?
You finna piss your girl off because you finna have to yell your name a lot.
Okay. Well,
I would just say Rob, so it's quicker.
No, everybody got to know who it is. He got to say number. He got to say Comics Explain. He got to, man. It just makes more sense that way.
Okay.
But yeah. Oh, wait a minute.
Let's see if my mic fucked me over today.
Yeah, get everything ready, man. I don't want to hear no excuses, Dre. About you being laggy and stuff.
I'm here, bro. I'm here.
All right. First, Eli's trivia. We got, what year was the first modern comic book printed?
Xavier.
Comics Explain.
All right, Xavier.
That's not fair. You
5,
have to say its whole title.
1963.
4.
Dre.
Anybody else got Dre?
So,
Oh,
I said Comics Explain already. Okay,
1932.
you can do it.
He said
you can do it.
he did.
All right, he wrong too. Go ahead, Comics Explain. You next.
Okay. I want to say it was 1934, 1935.
1 year off again. That's wrong too.
Was it 1936?
See, I knew it was 30.
1933.
1933. Okay, now I can tell you what comic. I can tell you what comic it was, and I can tell you who. And I can tell you who made it.
Who was it and what was it?
Okay, well, it can go one of two ways. People say Famous Funnies, number one. That's actually that's not right. The answer is New Fun Comics, number one, by Malcolm Wheeler Nicholson.
The more you fucking know, y'all.
The more you know.
Oh, he's right.
But you
right.
see the bullshit. But
right.
but Rob, you see the bullshit he be on at times, son. You see. Just know this is where we at the rest of the game. I just gotta stop. Like, son of a bitch, I was off by 1.
I can't believe you got. Okay, next. Peter Parker lives in a cruddy apartment on what street in New York City?
Oh shit.
Fuck.
Oh God.
3.
Okay, Comics Explain.
Yes.
I know it's associated with Ben Grimm. I want to say Yancey Street, but I don't think that's right.
It rhymes with it. You was close. It rhymes with it.
It rhymes.
Anybody else
with
got a
Yancey
question?
Dre?
Dre?
Sim Street?
Nope.
Xavier.
Damn,
Yes.
I tried.
Clancy Street.
Nope.
Damn.
What?
Fancy Street.
It was Christie Street. Christie Street.
That don't rhyme with Yancey.
That doesn't rhyme with Yancey. Christie Street.
Christie.
They both end in a
Christie.
Y, so they don't rhyme. Eli, man, we gotta
nigga,
have
you
a conversation.
sober.
We gotta have a conversation about rhyming, bro.
Yeah, last part rhyme.
It's gonna make you want to strangle him. Then at one random point, Tony's gonna win. Watch.
All right, next.
Swear to God. I swear to God.
Superman is the most famous DC Comics character. What is his real name?
Oh,
Tony.
Explain.
Xavier.
Dre said it first.
Clark Kent.
That's not fair.
Tony.
Comics
Xavier.
Explain was next.
It's Kryptonian.
It's Kal-El.
Nigga, are you
That's right.
serious?
Kal-El.
Okay, that was really easy.
outta here.
That was really easy. Now, if you would ask the question, what was
I'll
the
kick
name
you in your
of what
goddamn
was the
chest.
name of the city that was shrunk down and kept in a bottle that Superman has in the Fortress of Solitude, that's a more difficult one. It's like, well, the Bottle City of Candor, right? Or if you had said like, or if you had said like, what was the name of Supergirl's city? Well, that's Argo City, right? Like, I mean, those are more difficult, right?
All right,
that's the Baku just iceberg.
There's a part of me that wants to like ask just these ridiculous comic book questions that would just crush people. But yeah, Eli, go for it, man.
Okay.
This is fun, dude. This is fun.
All right, going to movies. What year was the first Iron Man movie released?
Xavier.
Dre.
Xavier.
2008.
That's right. That's a point for Xavier.
Oh,
All right.
Getting easy.
What's the matter, Dre?
Fuck you. It's all right.
What's the matter, bro?
We here.
What you so mad about?
Nothing.
Dre, you gaining a little weight. You going a little man titties over there.
It's
You got a little
Dre he's in such a competitive mode right now. This guy's got his shirt off. Like,
I'm actually surprised it's been on.
This is us damn near every other episode.
Is it really?
It's when he gets serious. He gets serious. Takes off his shirt.
Dude, you're like the guy from that video where he's like, water is wet.
Yes.
He takes like his shirt comes off like halfway through.
That nobody saw when he took it off.
Yeah, it's just off all of a sudden. Yeah.
All right, next. When did Comic-Con start?
Fuck, Dre.
Yes.
2002.
You way off, boy.
No, you're off by like 40 years.
Wait, Dan. Oh shit, I'm thinking about
Comments
E3.
explain.
Yes.
I'm thinking about E3. I'm fucking.
I want to say 1967.
Tony.
He was close though. Yes, Tony.
1970.
Right. That's 1 point for Tony. 1970.
1970. Damn.
That's when
Tony
Comic-Con
wouldn't have got
came
that
to light.
right if you wouldn't have gave your answer though.
It's true. I went off your answer. That's usually how I come back from behind. You know, someone gets it off just a little bit.
All right, this question out of left field right here. Who was Elvis Presley's favorite superhero?
The one who didn't die from a drug overdose? I don't know.
Dre?
Yes.
Whichever musician he stole the music from.
So all the black superheroes?
I'm going with that one. Green Lantern, Black Green Lantern?
No.
That's Jon Stewart.
It's get this. It's Captain Marvel Jr.
How in the fuck? Why?
Captain Marvel Jr.
Why?
Okay, no. Actually, I can get behind that because the Shazam family back in the day, if you ever go back and read like those really old school like Captain Marvel comics before he was Shazam, they were pretty dope. Technically, they were crazy. Billy Batson gets his powers from a crazy man who leads him into a subway tunnel, has him just, puts him on a magic train that sends him to another old man that, it's weird, right? It's literally a setup for a pretty sketchy situation. But yeah, it's bonkers. But yeah, like those old stories, man, with the Shazam family were pretty fun.
Okay. Next, what comic did Green Lantern first appear in?
Comics Explained.
Shit.
Yes, Comics Explained.
DC Showcase. Oh God.
The name of the comic company.
DC Comics. DC Showcase. Wait, the name of the no. You're talking about the old school company. Okay, it's All American Comics from
That's right.
It's All American
That's
Comics. Right. It is. It wasn't Green Lantern it wasn't a solo comic, was it?
No, it wasn't a solo comic.
No, it was. Oh no, it was All Star Comics, I think.
You there?
You there? You almost got it.
Was it All Star? Was it number 1 or number 2?
You already got the answer right because it's the answer is just.
You've been one.
I thought you were asking for the issue number. I thought you were asking for the issue number.
Wasn't it the Green Arrow team up? Was he first introduced?
Green Lantern, Green Arrow. That was a great series. Yeah, Green Arrow was introduced in the old I don't remember if he was All American or if he was National Allied. It's so confusing because they were sister companies back then. So like Wonder Woman was All American, Green Lantern was All American. The Flash J. Garrick I think was National. No, I think he was All American because Johnny Quick was National Allied Publications. Batman was National. Superman was National.
Yeah, it was number 16. That's the one the Green Lantern was first in.
They did a lot of joint shit, didn't it?
Okay, here's a question that does not pertain at all to Eli's corner. What was the weakness? Okay, what was the name of the original Green Lantern, and what was his weakness? And here's a hint: it was.
I have no idea.
No, the one that was weak to wood and yellow.
No, it's okay. So you have it. Okay, so it is wood. It's not the color yellow, but Alan Scott is the one. His weakness was wood. Yeah, you could defeat that guy with a toothpick.
You could beat his ass with a 2x4.
Yeah, man. Yeah, dude. Yeah, just beat him unconscious with a stick.
Batman is his arch
with the Kimbo stick.
Yeah.
All right. Next, who killed Thomas and Martha Wayne?
Xavier.
Thomas explain.
Yes.
Victor's ass.
And Thomas
Joe
explain.
Chill.
That's right, Joe Chill. Another one. He's flexing the comic book knowledge, man.
Victor's ass would have been a cool one, though. Victor's ass would have been a cool one.
I'm thinking Victor's ass. I'm rewatching the TV show. So I'm thinking it's from, they put Victor's ass as the killer.
Okay, so you can, if we did a quiz about the old, like, TV shows, you would beat the hell out of me on that. Because I remember vaguely Justice League Unlimited or like Avengers Assembled.
Oh, I love Justice League Unlimited.
I don't remember enough to even be able to tell you like what major plot points were or any of that stuff. So yeah,
Justice League Unlimited is where you see how OP Flash is. That's what
Justice League was cool, but once it hit Unlimited,
that's when he goes so fast. He dematerializes when he was saving the world.
Part of the Speed Force. Yeah, that was nuts. Yeah.
Basically. When he was like, fuck it, I can't stop.
All right, next. What African country was Nakia operating in as a spy before T'Challa arrived and brought her back to Wakanda?
Xavier.
Yes, Xavier.
Zimbabwe.
I do not remember.
All right, 3, 2,
Ethiopia.
1.
Dre. Nigeria?
That's right. 1 point for Dre.
Are you on your phone? Oh, okay. Dude, I thought he was on his phone for a minute there. I was like, bro.
No, because I was finna fuck up and say Niger, because I was finna be petty and say, hard R. But then I was like, nah, it's not Niger. It's Nigeria. It's one of the N-word African countries.
All right. Let's see next. Okay. Who is Raymond Palmer's alter ego?
Comments explain.
Xavier.
Yes, comments explain.
The Atom.
That's right. The Atom. He is roasted Eli. I never seen nobody put on a performance like this in Eli's corner since Tony did it. Since Tony did it when he was Black History Month, when he won a Black History Month.
Let's not talk about that.
Right, can we not allow just Tony to just win?
It's Black History Month.
Shit, it is. It's Black History Month to get out. Shit.
Okay. All right. Which superhero was created by Joe Simon and Jack Kirby?
Oh, that's...
Which superhero was created by Joe Simon and Jack Kirby? Oh, comments explain.
Yes.
There are 3.
The big one,
Captain America.
That's right. Another point.
I said my name first, but I was gonna get the answer completely wrong.
Oh, you said your name. Oh, my bad, dude. You got to speak up, Xavier, man. Like you got to be loud, bro.
No, all right. No, see.
Wait a minute. If he get this one, I know he know his stuff. Who is the first supervillain in Superman?
Xavier. Who's the first supervillain in Superman?
Yep. 3.
The metal dude with the kryptonite stomach.
You should get the name. Anybody else? 3.
The first villain. Hold on. The first villain in Superman.
Yep. Who is the first villain
solo
in Superman?
series?
Yep. Or the first villain in Superman.
Was it Lex Luthor? He wasn't introduced until number 4.
Nope.
Yeah, no, it wasn't.
Dre?
It was Ultra Humanite.
Yeah, the dude with the kryptonite stomach. I forget his
No,
name.
that's that is Metallo.
Yeah, that's Metallo. No, Ultra Humanite is different.
Oh, okay.
Damn. Yeah, I would have got that one wrong.
Does this nigga ever come back?
I never would have guessed that. Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't.
Ultra Humanite.
I don't know.
Never would have guessed that.
You get 2 hard questions this time. If Comics Explain can't answer them, then they too hard.
Okay, what color of kryptonite is not harmful to Superman?
Xavier.
Yes.
Yellow.
Nope.
Damn it.
Dre.
Yes.
Red.
Nope.
That makes him evil.
Tony.
Shit.
Yes.
Pink.
Nope.
That makes him gay.
I mean, it's not harmful. It's not harmful though.
3, 2,
Blue kryptonite.
1.
It's not horrible.
Nope. White kryptonite. White kryptonite.
That makes sense.
Oh, shit. That was funny. I'm sorry. I wasn't ready for that one.
Okay. Let's see.
Hold on. What does white kryptonite do?
Yeah.
It's not harmful to him at all. Let's see. I don't know what exactly it does. White.
When the fuck did they use white kryptonite?
It was on Smallville.
Bitch,
that's why I remember
what?
seeing it from.
You pulled a Smallville reference out your ass?
Okay.
It kills,
you guys want
it
to
kills
know?
any and all plant life that it comes into contact with.
Do you guys want to know something absolutely horrific?
What?
What's that?
I have never watched Smallville.
Oh my God!
I have never
Huh?
seen Smallville.
How old are you, Rob? How old are you?
39. I turned 40
You
in
should
April.
be right in the age range that watch Smallville.
I know. I have never seen an episode of Smallville.
Wow.
What?
I've seen clips on like TikTok and stuff, but I've never actually sat down and watched Smallville.
Oh, your girl need to get on it. I bet she's seen it. I bet you she's seen it.
That's when
Yeah,
CW was
probably.
actually good.
Yeah.
All right. Since this
The
game
Flash was not bad. The Flash was fun.
Thank you.
No,
It
this
was-
was
it
like
good.
no,
Yeah.
this was
is
like,
no. The Flash got bad.
Superman
After-
was like
but-
early 2000s.
But Smallville is the reason why we got Flash, Green Arrow, and all the other shows.
That's
We-
fair.
That
we
was the
wouldn't have
beginning.
None of them shows without
Them last
without
three seasons of Flash were like pulling teeth, man. They was-
we
they was
don't
going
talk
everywhere.
about that.
They
was
weren't
going
that
everywhere with
bad.
that.
They were not that bad.
They wasn't terrible. Eli's biased.
Yes, they was. They were
terrible.
bad. I don't know what y'all talking about. Okay. All right. We got since Cummins explained like he won, we're gonna just do a couple more for fun. Since it's
I
probably
thought it
over
was
by
next
now.
week. I could have sworn I
Hey,
had
I got on the board, damn it.
He was too far. He's too far up, man. Too far up. Way.
Oh, so you can't pull the magical just like last question.
I
Oh,
mean,
damn, we got swept.
find just like a ridiculously hard question.
Okay. In Ant-Man, what animal did Darren Cross unsuccessfully shrink?
Hold on. What
Xavier.
What animal did what?
In Ant-Man, what animal did Darren Cross unsuccessfully shrink?
Xavier.
Yes.
Oh hell, I
It was a
don't know
rat.
that.
Nope.
Damn it.
Was
It
it,
was
a
a
dog?
sheep.
It's Tony. Oh,
It was a sheep.
Oh, a sheep.
Yep.
Do a comic book question.
Okay.
Man, you
I'm
put
gonna
that.
follow.
Wait, were we talking about the movies or comics?
That was a movie.
The movies. Yeah.
Okay, then touche. Okay, all right. Let's see where we going.
Okay. Oh, let's see.
Hit me with it.
The comic book movies. Oh, no, that one is too easy. That was too easy. Let's see. That's way too easy.
I'm glad you got that much faith in us. Hell
yeah,
yeah.
y'all gonna know all these. That's way too easy. Who was the first superhero ever?
Xavier.
Yes.
It was Superman.
Nope.
Oh.
The very first superhero ever created?
Jesus.
Dre.
It don't say created, but it just say who was the first superhero ever. Yes, sir.
Dre.
Yeah.
Mickey
The
Mouse.
very
Oh,
first.
No.
No, it has. I
It
mean,
says
okay.
who's the very first superhero ever?
Jesus?
Nuh-uh.
Okay, I want to know what the answer is because I'm about to contest this.
The
Okay,
answer
what's
is the
the
Phantom.
The Phantom is
Phantom?
not a superhero.
Was this first
Yeah,
superhero? That's what it said.
No,
have-
the Phantom was
Nigga,
not
that's
a
a
superhero.
no. That's a
That
no
was-
war
that was the
character,
That was the
bitch.
significance of Superman is that he was the world's first superhero. With,
Yeah,
that's what
powers.
I
Phantom,
thought
the
too.
Phantom counts. If Batman counts, I
No,
think the Phantom
Just
counts.
just because he wears a mask doesn't mean he counts. He's a fucking detective.
Now, here's a question that's going to
That
blow your
nigga,
mind.
the Phantom is basically caveman Batman.
Here's a question that's going to blow your all's minds. I'm curious if you guys can get it. So Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster created Superman. When they worked at National Allied Publications, they worked on a comic book that was the precursor to Batman. What was the name of that comic?
Shit, I know it's damn, I remember the costume. Fuck.
Because he had a gun in this one.
No, he didn't.
Okay.
Not that one.
He had a baseball bat.
Baseball bat.
Fuck. Hit me with it. All right.
Who
touche.
created it? Who created it?
Well, they didn't create it, but they worked on it. Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster. It was a character named Slam
remember
Bradley.
that
Is this somebody in popular culture that we should know?
No, it's a guy named Slam Bradley. So yeah, it's he
I'm
was
sorry,
like Batman
is the
before
character
Batman.
is the character still around these days?
Because I just remember
I have no idea
Batman
if they
with a
still make Slam
baseball
Bradley
bat.
Yeah, Slam Bradley was dope, man. Like he used a baseball bat, but more often than not, he was like, I think on the cover of the comic, he was like swinging some guy around by his feet or something like that. Like he was like a less violent version of Batman.
Slam Bradley. I ain't never heard of that.
Yeah, it's pretty obscure.
Because I always used to think it was Batman, but they was like, no, do your history, you came up on some really ancient shit. And I was like, what?
I mean,
Well,
okay, so the
all right.
the Phantom, Doc Savage, all those guys, they were all like pulp magazines, right? So those were like precursors to comic books that were like novellas and stuff like that. And there was like some air of like superstition and stuff like that. But like before Superman, there was no like boots, cape, belt, right, flying through the air. Well, technically Superman jumped, but like nonetheless, like there was none of that stuff. So yeah, Superman is definitely the first superhero. Like Xavier absolutely got that one right.
I disagree.
It was hardcore detectives.
I'm taking the facts on the thing, and they know what they talk. I'm taking the facts.
They don't know what they
say the Phantom. I'm taking the Phantom. That's how
Comics
my game
Explain
goes.
says it. Comics Explain it means it's right.
Hey, I'm
We've
not
reached
right.
the end.
I'm not
Wait a minute, hold on.
100% of the time. So, but I would argue.
All right.
I would argue that point.
That's the end of the Eli Corner. As we expect, the Comics Explains win easily. Might I add? But let's go ahead and close this thing out, man.
Well, we've reached the end to another exciting episode, amazing episode of the Trap Nerds podcast. Well, let's go ahead and sign off. Of course, we're going to sign off with our great guest first. Rob, let's go with you. Give your name, where to follow. Well, everybody already know where to follow you, but where to follow you. Anything you got new coming up and everything.
All your social media, everything.
All your social.
Yeah. So it's Comics Explained across all the social medias: Twitter, Instagram, obviously YouTube, TikTok. Although we're not really active on TikTok too much anymore. But the overall gist is that I can make you a comic book expert in like 30 minutes or less. Is really like the whole idea behind it. But yeah, I've never been really good at marketing myself, to be honest.
Hey, but you still got
it through.
You still got millions of views on YouTube, and everybody go to you for what they need to know about comic books. So you marketing yourself pretty well to me.